All right, then let's start running a bit of a field test on this. Just see if we've got everything set up there. I don't want to waste a lot of my time, and the kind of questions that you have, I hope they're relevant. As far as I'm concerned, there's only a few things worth talking about with the military these days, and now, I don't know whether you'll agree or not, but I have a few things that I'd like to say, so perhaps we can get started. What? Right, let's get right to it then. First thing I want to say is that I believe that a military which is going to win any kind of campaign, and there's the only kind of campaigns that one is interested in as a professional soldier, has to be well fed. There's no point in going out in the field on a fat belly. A flat belly, not a fat belly, a flat belly. So, my aim has always been to get the soldier to recognize that he needs to have a canteen full of grub, and to make sure that that grub is of perfect saturation of vitamins, perfect protein, not too much grease, not too much gas. You don't want that in the battlefield at all. So I learned a few things when I was at Catterick, and one of them was about cooking, and I found out that never mind all of your fancy plates and this and that and kind of things that school dinners are composed of these days, none of that. No, beans. Beans are the very thing that runs a very good army. There was an old soldier song that went something like, if I remember correctly, the Navy gets the gravy, but the Army gets the beans. Yes, that's the bar. That's the way it should be. The Navy can do all kinds of things with its gravy, but I tell you, once the Army, well, never mind all of this stuff anyway. Recently I had a holiday. And as a retired general, I do get to take the kiddies and the Mem Saab where I want to go, you know. So we went out to Afghanistan. I really had to see what was going on out there for myself. I really had to be able to show the kids what was going on. But I tell you, what was going on was not so fascinating at all. There was very, very poor standard of material, and the kitchens were not up to scratch. I saw very few beans. No, truly, very few beans. And I asked some of the officers, the catering officers there, I said, look, what kind of food are you feeding these fellows? They said, well, Afghan food. I ask you, does a British soldier want to fight on a foreign soil, in foreign land, with foreign food in his belly? No. 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 No, he wants some good English food. It reminds him of what he's fighting for, lest he forget. He knows then that he's fighting for his country, for God and for the Queen, and he will win. Why we're not losing, but pretty much of a stalemate in Afghanistan at the moment, is because we don't have the right vitamins going into our boys, nor do we have the right materiel. I saw people using stuff out there that I wouldn't have exchanged for an AK-51. No, truly. At least an AK-51, you know you can bury it in mud, pull it out, and in a second you can fire a round up anybody's arse, yes. And so I said to him, look, we've got to get the right food into these fellas' hands, into their bellies rather, yeah? The right guns into their hands and the right food into their bellies. And I think he listened to me. I think he heard me. There was something about the way that he related to me, and I think, yes, this was a fellow who I could use on my staff, if I had indeed a staff anymore, which I don't. living in Tunbridge Wells, it's not the same thing at all. But there we are. Now, did you have a question?